Well, good morning and afternoon to all, and welcome to the Data Integration Hub webinar. My name is Daniela Narvaez, and I'm going to explain the functionality of Data Integration Hub as a support tool between system and show some examples on the system. This session is going to be recorded, so we're going to go through the whole presentation, and after that, at the end, we will answer all the questions and doubts that you have. Okay, so now our agenda will include the business process linked to this functionality, specifically which data are going to be integrating between this tool, and also a complete procedure of 2 scenarios directly on the system. If we're going to talk about the Data Integration Hub, first we must go through the Industry 4.0. The whole process starts with a sales order. In case we don't have a product to be delivered, we have to make a work order. And then after we produce it, we deliver to the customer, and then we build the delivery. If we go through the process that we have in beas, we have the work order that for some of the items that we're going to produce, we will have a quality control, okay? And for the machine that we are using, we will have a maintenance, or probably we can schedule some interruptions between the usage of the machine that can be lead to a maintenance too. Also, we will have, maybe in some of the industries, we will have automatic warehouses that are separately. And these other systems that has all this information, we need to integrate it with beas in order to have the complete scenario within the system. So this information can be items, bill of materials, routing, stocks, and all of these are going to be integrated in the Data Integration Hub. Okay, so now, what is this new tool? This new functionality allows the user to integrate data to beas massively and automatically. So here we have the external database, okay, that probably could be a PDM or CAD or some other systems. Then we export that information, okay, and we convert it into a XML format or a flat file. And then we import this information via the Data Integration Hub to beas and SAP, depending on the data that we are going to include. This information will go through SAP tables or beas tables. What are the special features that we have with this new tool? Well, first of all, it's very simple to use. It can integrate the XML files in a fast way, and you can use that same file that you have to transfer several master data. For example, if you have an item that has all the bill of material and routing all in one file, we can create several events to import that information into the system with just one file. We can schedule these events, okay? And the system allows previews from the document and the integration structure, and we're going to see that in a few moments. And also, we have multiple activities of integration. So we can insert new information, or we can just update the information that we have in the system. Okay, so now that we understand the business as a concept, we will see which data we can integrate to the system at the moment. Okay, so here is the specific data to integrate. We have it for attendance. We can integrate the personal database, okay, and also when a user is log in or log out. Also, we have the business partners, okay, that we can add this data information. we have an exclusively specific item master data to upload that includes the item, includes the bill of material, the header and the positions, the routings that we're going to use with the resources, and of course the new functionalities that are the item version and the item version status. Other things are the resources and the operations, tool administrations, all of the things that goes for the production master data. We have the quality control that we talked about before, because probably most of the information, if you don't have it in beas, you can upload it just to get it integrated. And the bin warehouses, that is the automatic warehouse that we talked before. Material management, that is the transaction plans line, and of course the time receipts that we have in the machines when we are producing. Okay, so now let's do some examples directly on the system. For this, we're going to SAP, and we go through the SAP menu, Administration, Data Import Export, and Data Integration Hub. Okay, first of all, in here, you will have all the events that you already uploaded or just created, and then you can import it to the system. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do an example, which is going to be a time receipt that comes on a XML file, okay, for a specific work order. So let me show you the work order that we have for that. Let's just leave it here. Okay. So this work order is pretty simple. We have this bill of material, we have an operation, and we're going just to get a time receipt in the system. So we click on New, and we have several fields that we have to fill. Okay, so in this case, we're going to do this as a time receipt. Spoon number 1, because we can do as many time receipts that we have. Okay, and then here we define the target. In our case, look at this. You will have all the things that we saw on the presentation. We have the attendance, the bin warehouse, business partners, items. But in our case, we're going to click on the production because it's production time received. And in here, you can see the table that is linked to this target. And here in the description, we just say that is our time receipt 1. Here you can say that you're going to insert an update, or only insert, or only update, depending on the information that you have on your file. Okay, so in this case we're going to leave it to insert an update. And here you will have three tabs. The first one, you're going to select your file, that is right here, and yes, documentation, webinar, and data integration hub. And we have here the first one. We open it, and with here it just got the file type that is an XML. You will have, depending on the file that you're uploading, you can have, if you're going to do a flat file, you can say that the things will be separated, the columns will be separated by commas or column. We're going to see on the other scenario that I made for you guys. So in this case, it's an XML. In here, you will see the information that comes from the file, but also, if you want, you can see it on this button that is Preview. In here, you will see how thus the information comes from the XML in columns. Okay. On the next tab, that is columns, you will have all the information from the file, the description, the number of the column, what type is the column, and the length that they have, just for information. And on the extended tab, we have some types of filters if we are not going to upload all the document, in case you have like several lines in the document and you just want to make sure that you just upload, for example, an item. And also you will have more attributes that you can define on the XML. But in this case, we're going to do it pretty simple. So the next step we'll see is the source target link. On the source target link, we're going to associate our table, that is the origin, that is our file, to the system. Okay, so in the left side of the screen, you will have all the information from the system, and on the right side, you will have the information from your file. So in our case, well, these are in black and in bold, and you will know that these are for mandatory. So in our case, and if you just step on the column description, you will have a pop-up that will say what is allowed and what is not, what is for default. For example, we have here some of them that are for default. For example, if you want to close the order, in our case, we're going to give it as a no, because as you are going to see, we're going to do a time receipt, but only a part. And disable black flushing, in this case, we're going to do it with a no, because we want to do the back flush. In this case, we're going to do the time receipt, but also we're going to issue our raw material, and we're going to produce the item. So in here it changed. You can change it right here in the import with. In our case, it was before in yes. So, and you can see here the disable black flush, that is the default is yes, but we're going to change it to no. Okay. And besides that, you can assign here a specific value to a column that you want, in case that you don't have it in the table, but also that all the items will have the same value. So you can change it in here, and you can do a conversion if you want. But for our example, we're going to do the work order number, which is this field, and we're going to assign it with the table. How do I assign it? I double click on the line that I want to do it. In our case, this will be the one with the work order position, that is Bell Pulse ID. We're going to click on this, and with this, the person, start date, the end date, the duration, and also the quantity. Okay, so now that we assign, you see that the table changed the font for this when we assign it. So we click on update, and then click OK. And after this, we can see what do we do on the previous step. In here, you will have the preview. In our case, we're not going to close it. We are going to do the backflush. And we have the quantity, the time, which is the duration. You will see here that the start date is at 11 for today, and the end date was at 11:02. The employee number, the routing position, the work order, and the work order number. okay? In case you want to see all that information, here it is. We have the 1918, which is the work order, then the work order position, which is the number 10, the routing, which is this routing that is the only one that we have, and as you can see, we have this information. So with this, we click OK, okay? So now we have our event created. So we click OK in here, and then we have our previous screen. You can see here that this wasn't run before, okay? No execution and no error. So what we're going to do is just start import. That is right here. Should the start process start? Yes. Okay, so now we can see that it's one execution, no error. So we go to our work order, and then you can see that we did a part receipt because we had it 5 from the plan, from the work order, and we have it 2. And in here, you can see that our personal was number 1, that is James Bond, and it was from 11 to 11:02, and it did the issue and it did the receipt. Let's do another one pretty fast, just to make sure that we get the work order closed. Okay, so we do time receipt 2, for example. We got the production. We got here time receipt 2. And we just get the new one, which is a different. And is the second one. Yes. Okay, as we can see here, we got that we have 3 more on the quantity, which is the total of 5, and we have all the information that was from 11:15 to 11:17. So we click OK, then we do the link. Okay, the work order, here, the position, the employee, start, and oh, here, sorry, here, this one, duration, and the quantity. But in this case, we're going to change this. This is going to be as no, and this one is going to be as yes, because we want to close the order. So we click update, then click OK, and here we have our second one. We do the start import. Okay, so we have our execution, and then we go to the work order. That is right here, and we just go to the 1980. And as you can see, the whole operation is closed, okay? Because we received this, and we have here that this one is closed. Okay, so now let's do another scenario, okay? Which include, we have a piece that we're going to start producing, and we need to enter the bill of material from CAD, for example. So we have this piece, we have the information that for this piece we'll need, for example, 6 pieces of the item number 8, which is the part number. This is the information that will go to the system with the description and with the quantity, and it will be associated to the finished good that we will have. So how do we do that? We're going to do it as entering as a flat file, okay? So in our case, we have here, I created the information. Here you will have the item code that is our finished good, because we need to link where does this bill of material, all of this information will go. So we have all this information that is already created on the system. This is very important because when you're going to upload information to the system, you will have to have a conversion plan, for example. In order to enter a bill of material, you will have to create first the items that goes to the bill of material, if they are purchased or they are produced or whatever. If you're going to enter an operation or a routing, you will have to first create the resource. So you have to go through previous steps in order to get the whole structure complete. So we have here the information, okay? And we have it in a flat file, in a CSV, all the information, okay? So we go to the system, and first let's see the items, just to make sure that the items are in here. Our items start with DIH, okay? And here you see the finished good that does not have associated any bill of material, okay? If we go through this, we have that is produced, but we do not have the bill of material associated, nor routing, okay? But we have the item. And for the other items, we have it here that are already created. These are for buy. So in our case, all of these data all of these products are going to be bought. Okay, so we do the same thing. Okay, we create a new event, and this is going to be our bill of material. Okay. We have here, okay. And then we just take, in our case, we're going to do all the positions of the bill of material. So we have the item bill of material positions, okay. Bill of material. And in here, we get the document, as we did before. As you can see, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's very friendly to use. Webinar. And we're going to do this one. Okay, in here, we're going to use the semicolon, because in here you will see that it's a semicolon, so we upload it. Okay, and in here we can see the preview. Okay, this is the item code, our articles, the quantity, the position. In here we have different numbering because we have the position, but we have the sorting when we are going to, well, first in this position will be the enclosure, then the back door, and you can just renumber depending on the item. And you will have the quantity per unit of the finished good that we'll need to produce. So we go to the source target link, and as you can see here, there are not so much that are mandatory, but we need to include. Here you will have all the fields that the table has, okay, in order to just give you a free thing just to make sure that you get all the information that you need. Okay, so let's start with this. then this, the article, okay, then the input quantity, then the sort ID, then the position ID, okay. In here, we have that if this is allowed, let me see. This says that if active, beas use description from the position. If not active, beas use the description from the item on the system. So I'm going to put it active, okay? And let's do 1, okay? And also in here, the description, we're going to use it. That is our description in here, okay? And also the input quantity, the quantity per finish, that it comes by default number 1, just to make sure that you create the bill of material with 1 quantity, not in 0, but in our case, we're going to do with our information. And what else? Well, I guess everything is right there. Okay, so now that we have all the information, we just update, we click OK, then we can see our information in here, the bill of material, the item, and the input that we have. So in here we'll have this, that is the one that is the bill of material, and we just start. Okay, as we can see, everything run. So now let's go. And in here now you see that it's a plus, and you will have all the bill of material entered in our finished good. And as you can see here, that I told you that we have the positions. Look at this, that they are not in order because I put a different order in that. Let's take a look on that. We have our bill of material in here, and we have the position, and we have how do we want to see our information. So in this case, we have that the position 20 is actually the positions 30, that is the raw material free, but it will be as this, sorted as this. This will be the order of our bill of material. So this information can be uploaded manually, as we saw before, but also we can do it by our service manage server, okay, where we can do it automatically. So in our case, we can just click on new and just make sure that you're going to import, and you just put the information in here where you're going to put the documents that are going to be run in the system. You will have a backup in a directory because you will have a previous file that when imported goes to another folder, just in case, to make sure that that file run okay. And in here you will say that, for example, you're going to import attendance or the item, what we did, probably the bill of material, that is our event, and you can set this by minute. For example, the time receipts that you will have, you can put it in a folder and just start uploading by 1 minute or 10 minutes or hour, depending on how is your business, and you just upload with this tool. So Now that we have covered all the information for this webinar, I'm going to stop recording. Okay. Thank you for your attendance, and now we'll proceed to the questions that you will have.